real estate agent. We are here to help you.
Yeah, for my husband and I have a very, very important motto for us. So we always are there to say we are helping people. We're helping people in transition. We're helping people move from one state to another. We are helping people buy their first home. We are always helping people. And let's talk about data. Did you know that 5.64 million homes sold in 2020 when it was at a high? It is a little less this year. And each one of these transactions had a real estate agent. There are 1.55 million real estate agents in America. Again, all of us are not built the same. We all have different, functions with it as real estate agents. Some people are going to deal with leasing, some which we don't. Some people are going to deal with other things. But a real estate agent that you find that you can rely on and you can trust is one of the biggest important decisions you're going to make in this whole journey. And picking the first person might not always be the best. I mean, before we were real estate agents, we hired the first, and that was not ideal at the end of the day.
Exactly.
This is a journey full of complexities. So we want to kind of talk about how we're here to help with the success of every journey.
Exactly. And the first thing that really we wanted to talk is really embracing the transition with the expert guidance. Real estate agent, the role of the real estate agent. Therefore, as we know, purchasing or selling a home is just more than a transaction. It's a major life transition for many people that involves a lot of emotion and financing investment. Therefore, our guide as a expert real estate agent professional can make this transition smoother and less stressful and hopefully joyful for home buyers and home sellers.
Now, a good real estate agent is going to understand we're not mortgage loan officers, but we are understanding how that works a little bit because, again, we're providing clarity in this whole process. So we wear many hats during this process. One is advisor. So this is why you invite us over. We talk about trends. We're going to talk about more about the market later, but we're going to give you information so you can make the most informed decision for your life based on data, not just your needs and your wants, based on facts. We're also going to be negotiators. Want to talk about that?
Exactly. Therefore, negotiating also one of the most important part of the job of real estate agent to ensure the terms and price is really favorable for the clients that you're helping at the moment, either for selling their house or buying a home for them.
The third thing we're going to do is market. YouTube is a great example. We utilize strategies and tools to present the property in the best light to get to as many eyeballs as possible so many people see it as much as possible. It's one of the things I love about this job, actually.
And what is number 4?
Act as a liaison. So we're going to act, he doesn't like the French words, acting as a point of contact. So we're going to talk to the loan officers. We're going to talk to the lawyers. We're lawyers around here. We're going to make sure that, the inspectors, the appraisers, everything is happening. We're getting you those quotes that you need. Everything is happening with all the parties that are involved.
Exactly. And the last one is really coordination because there are lots of moving parts in the transaction and managing them, meeting all the deadline from the mortgage part of the home buyers or home seller and from the property point that you need to do our due diligence, do inspection, and managing make sure we meet all the deadline.
We get so much more to talk about, like marketing and legal, but first I think we need to do our introduction. So let's hit it. Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, you call text all the time, 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Don't be shy. Also, grab our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below. Now, with market savvy, a real estate agent is going to be absolutely knowledgeable of the market conditions. This is one of the reasons why we do our market updates every single month for you. So we're staying informed and we're informing you. What kind of information do we share?
Really, we share a lot of information in market about inventory, supply, and also average times on the market for the property similar to the property that they are purchasing or they are selling in the area.
Now, on our market updates, we do give them weekly the price per square foot, which is basically how we can come up with a really base sales data for you. There is way more going on. Now, obviously, there are seasonal trends as well that will affect your home sale. And then what else?
And also insight about neighborhood and development, because in each city, in each state, you as a real estate agent, you notice that there are places that they are developing and the neighborhood that is creating to actually accommodate more people that coming even in the town or the jobs that brings people to that town.
The next thing we're going to talk about is legal and procedure. Now, Well, I was a former lawyer, so I do have, this was my immediate skill that I was drawn to. I went to Florida Law School, went to pass the Florida bar, not North Carolina, but where we are. But either way, I don't want to be a lawyer, but I can still have that expert understanding of what we're reading, because real estate is a lot about contracts. We are just filling in the blank in North Carolina, but it is making sure everything is done correctly, all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, and making sure that everything is on point. Another thing we're going to talk about is be able to explain the due diligence fee versus the due diligence and all of the other legal jargon, because the due diligence fee and then our due diligence request are actually two separate things, and we're using the same word, so that is always one of those confusing things we have to explain.
Exactly. Therefore, my wife talked about paperwork and everything. No,
I did not talk about disclosures.
About disclosure also required information about the property in North Carolina that basically the seller are not obliged to represent everything. Then that is the buyer actually responsibility to figure out everything about that property. And it might be different from your estate, and this is how it works here. But it's super important that when we do part of, as my wife said, the paperwork, you need to send that 4 pages plus the minimum right to actually the buyer, that they review it and they see and they acknowledge that they received it.
And one of the other things we're going to do is, at least in our area, we have to look up zoning laws. And one of the most common zoning laws we look up is flood zones. And sometimes I'm going to throw it out there. Realtor.com, they'll say this house is in a flood zone. When we actually look on the Opus and the map, it's not it. And then you go to the website where someone found this, and it's going to say, in the future, it might be. Well, in the future, it might be is not the quite same as what the government is saying, which is this a flood zone or not? And this can matter a lot, so we have to be able to explain those what the government says versus that in the future, this website says maybe.
Exactly. Therefore, this is also part of the transaction that you need to calm your buyer about that, because the information sometimes they see online exactly is not supposed to be and is not true.
Another thing we're going to talk about is networking or negotiating. And what is negotiating?
Basically, negotiating is really dealing and professional bringing your skills to handling situation, even counter offer situation, or sometimes also stuff that comes out of your home inspection.
That's the most emotionally. Here, let's talk about the emotional highs and lows of buying a home for a second. We're so excited we're going to buy a home. Then we get the inspection report. The contract's the high. Then we get the inspection report. And this is the emotionally charged, oh my goodness, what is going on? Situation. The house is trash, but it's not trash. It's just, normal stuff and wear and tear in a house. So there's the emotionally charged negotiation, trying to keep our skills maintained and making sure what concessions are reasonable and attainable.
Exactly. Therefore, acknowledging also, as my wife said, this is super important that we deal with that, because some of them it could be wear and tear. The next thing that we wanted to talk, and excited, and my wife a little bit talk about it, is a network of professionals. And really is about like involving in a network, because real estate, let's be honest, is dealing with people. Mm-hmm. No? Not dealing really with the land or properties. It's dealing more with the people. And then how you can connect with people in the events that you have a network, either with the other real estate professionals or business owners. Or sometimes you can have a home buying course or home selling course in the library or in the public area.
But we're talking about networking right now. So yes. Networking is when, if you come to us, we're going to say, hey, you want a home inspector? Here's a list of home inspectors. You want contractors that can do this work? Here's a list of contractors. You want a list of mortgage options? That's in our home buying guide. Attorneys that we use, we have if you want to pick an attorney, we have a list of attorneys, and of course we talk to other real estate agents. I go to my real estate agent meeting in order to network with other real estate agents, not necessarily because I want to talk about a deal, but because we want to be able to know who they are, so we can say, hey, this person is a reasonable person, this person, it's better to know how to negotiate with someone when you actually met them.
Exactly. The next thing that we wanted to talk about really is stress reduction. And everything that we said from the beginning to here is really comes to this point that we are here as a professional to help them to have this transaction, one of the highest events in their life, to be as smooth as possible. No?
Right. So Absolutely. And this was where, when we've hired the first person, the biggest mistakes were because we had a high stress situation of we wanted to sell our house to buy another. Our house had to be sold by a certain date to be under contract, and just dealing with that and not having a real estate professional who was on our side that really was on the same page as us that we needed to move. And luckily I had the marketing knowledge to fix our situation, which is honestly why we became real estate agents anyway, because if I could do the job, why aren't I not doing this job? But also we have to a real estate agent is going to deal with inquiries going between the serious offers and like the maybe offers, or they're pulling it out. Another thing you want to talk about is how we're going to deal with that home inspection when it comes in. What else?
Exactly. Handling complications such as issue that my wife said about related to home inspection, or also sometimes you get the market feedback. No, you might be in the transition from seller's market to buyer's market. You need to notify your home seller that we cannot price the home the way that they want it because we are in transition. And that's not going to be in their favor.
So having someone there to help you buy and sell the home that you can trust, that is going to be there for you all the way, is absolutely immeasurable. We try to be there for our clients the way we wanted people to be there for us. And that is something we always take into heart. And we are always trying to help people on their journey. And of course, we do come with the knowledge and skills. This way, the whole transaction can be smooth and easy. That's what we want.
Exactly. Don't forget to go to our website, agentwolfsproul.com.
No, alandvictoria.com.
alandvictoria.com. This is for our...
Yeah,
okay.
alandvictoria.com.
alandvictoria.com. Sorry for that. alandvictoria.com. We'll love to help you. And our number is 252-327-3357. Look at all this video. We're going to connect with you next time.